My name is Terrell Williams, and this will be my first YouTube video. And the subject is going to be about believing in a higher power. Terrell Williams is not my real name, but it is my YouTube name. I don't want to use my real name, but for those of you that know me, hey, I think it's important to believe in a higher power because there are a lot of people. This message is really for those people that feel lost, those people that have given up, those people that feel like they can't make a way for themselves. They don't really have any support from outside sources, and they've given up on themselves. They don't have some support for themselves or a mindset to be and do greater things. They've failed to their lowest point, or they feel like they've failed to their lowest point, and they don't see a way out for themselves. So to those people, I would say it's important to believe in a higher power, to believe in something greater than yourself. You must first have a knowledge of self, though, before you can believe in something greater than yourself. If you believe in yourself and have knowledge of self and you love yourself, it opens up doors to many other realms of thinking and realities of thinking, not just beyond the earthly planes, but to higher spiritual ways of thinking. I know with me and my journey, which was a spiritual journey, that there were many times, and this was at a young age, so I'm 24 right now, and my journey started when I was probably about 18 or 19, so I hadn't really gone through life yet, but I was starting that road down life, and there were many times where I had fallen or felt like I've fallen to my lowest point, and I couldn't get any lower, and I didn't really have anything to believe in. I had a support system called family that would help me get through certain things, but my ways of thinking was that I can't always rely on them because this is something that I have to do for myself. And they don't always necessarily understand my way of thinking and what I'm going through. So with that came the realization that I have to start believing in something greater than myself to find myself, which is exactly what I did. I didn't know what to believe in. I didn't know who to believe in. I'm not a religious person, but I was very in tune with my spirituality at the time. Not so in tune that I knew where I was going in life, but in tune enough to want to start that track and go down that path that would lead me to greater thinking and thinking outside the box. So with my journey, I started with Egyptian mythology and religion, which took me to Greek mythology and religion, which took me to Roman mythology and religion, which took me back to Sumerian mythology, which took me to Christianity finally, because my family, I wouldn't call them Christians per se, but they are Christian rooted. And for the longest, I always felt that Christianity just wasn't for me. I felt like the church wasn't for me. I never felt a sense of this is where I needed to be as far as Christianity went. I never felt that with any religion, actually. So the question came about, who am I and where do I belong? And I know a lot of people that feel like that, a lot of people that feel like they're down to their last and don't know what to do anymore and feel like they don't have a place. Think that way. Think, who am I? Why am I here? And where do I belong if not here? So with that mindset begins a whole new train of thinking, which could bring you to a higher power. You just have to be willing to listen to yourself, to your inner voice, to your intuition, and listen to those guiding spirits, those guiding energies. Even if that's not something that you believe in, you have to take a leap of faith, which is what I did. And going down my journey, it opened me up to new avenues of thinking, to me believing in a higher power that I once didn't believe in because I was an atheist or self-proclaimed atheist or whatever. So I went through my hardest times before I even made it to 21. And I'm not saying that once you go through a spiritual journey that the hard times will stop after you find yourself or after you find that higher power, because there will always be trials and tribulations. But what I'm saying is, once I found that higher power, once I found something to believe in, once I started believing in myself, that's when things started to look up for me. That's when I started to look up. And that's when I started to see the bigger picture of what I should be doing, which was ministering to the people, mentoring people, teaching about my spiritual journey, giving my testimony, per se, about how I came to be where I am now. I'm not in a position where you would say I'm lofty or wealthy or anything of that nature, but I'm at peace with myself. I feel like I am at one with myself and my creator. And there are a lot of things that I believe. I don't just look into one religion and say I believe that wholeheartedly, because with people, which we call man or mankind, with those people comes a lot of other misguidings, I would say, because we are a misguided people. We don't really know what to believe in anymore. And it's not because of who you are as a person. It's because of the dogma that we've been taught throughout the centuries, throughout the ages, and negative powers, because there's not just one higher power. Well, there is just one higher power, but the point being that there are positive and negative energies. And there are those who proclaim to be of a higher power that fight for the negative side. So with that being said, we've been led down a path to believe in segregation. We've become so socially segregated to where we're at odds with each other when we're all living in the same place, as far as we all live in the same country, the same state, the same city, the same continent, the same earth, the same universe, the same galaxy. It goes on and on and on. But we should all be under the mindset that we are one people. We should be under the mindset that we have to rely on each other as much as we rely on ourselves to get through the negatives in life. Because if you don't have some type of structure behind you, to catch you when you fall, then that's an endless fall. It may feel like you're at your lowest point, but you can always get lower. You might not have any money right now, but you could always be homeless. If you have a home, but your financial situation is not what you expected or wanted to be, you could always be in a worse position. If you riding a bus, but you want a car, at least you have transportation. You know what I'm saying? So my whole thing is, if you're feeling lost, find you people that uplift you, because the positives will always outweigh the negatives. No matter how tough the situation may seem, no matter how hopeless the situation may seem, if you find you some good people that think like you do, and I'm not talking about thinking like you do in a negative fashion, but if you find people that you connect with that have the same thoughts as you, you can uplift each other. If you find somebody that you connect with and your energies match, you feel that energy between y'all, and not just necessarily one person, but a group of people, and y'all all have the same mindset, y'all have been through a lot of the same things, you have a lot of things in common as far as negatives go, it just makes you want to believe in something that much harder, because now you have feelings of, okay, I'm not just the only one going through these things. I see that there are other people going through the same situations, or that have went through the same situation that I've went through, and I don't want to see them go through anything further. And they'll have the same mindset about you. They don't want to see you go through anything worse than what you're going through now. They want to see you going through something better. They want to see you doing greater. They want to see you achieve your goals, your ambitions, your dreams. They want the best in life for you. And it changes the whole outlook and perspective of life when you come into contact with people like that, because you start thinking on a more positive scale. So with all that being said, once you find you some people like that, once you start thinking more positively, once you start having faith in other people as well as yourself, then it opens up new doors to endless possibilities of believing in a higher power. So with all this segregation going on, now is the time to be connected more than ever, because like I said, with all these different religions saying I'm right, they're wrong, they right, they wrong, whatever the case may be, this is the point. There is one higher power. There are endless solutions to your problems. If you believe in that higher power, you may call it the universe, you may call it God, you may call it Yahoo, whatever, it doesn't matter. Yahushua, Yahshua, Yahweh, it doesn't matter what you call that higher power. The point is that once you start researching for yourself, a lot of these religions are speaking on the same higher power, just calling it by different names, because I thought I would never read the Bible ever in my life until I went on my spiritual journey. And it didn't start with the Bible. It started with Egypt. It started with Egyptian mythology and Egyptian gods. And from there, it took me to the Bible later on. And from the Bible, I went to the Quran. And from the Quran, I went to the Bhagavad Gita. And from there, I went to other places, the lost books of the Bible, the book of Enoch, the book of Jasher. So with that being said, I will always go back to the Bible, because there are a lot of things that are to be learned and understood from reading the Bible, but you can't just dogmatically say the Bible is 100% what you should be reading, because we're all on different levels. Some people are far more spiritually oriented than others. So the Bible also talks about, you know what I'm saying? Like, find your place. You have to find your place, because if Christianity isn't for you, then maybe Islam is for you. If Islam isn't for you, maybe Buddhism is for you. If Buddhism isn't for you, then maybe Jainism is for you. Whatever the case may be, whatever guides your soul is what you need to be believing in. But don't believe in it 100%, because, like I said, man has twisted so much of what the Most High has said. And the Most High didn't just come to Christians. Christian is the newest religion out, fairly new. It's been around for a couple of 100 years, but it is the newest religion, the youngest religion that is out there. So you can't just say that being a Christian will save you. You can't just say being a Muslim will save you. You can't just say being a Buddhist is what will save you, because religion itself is new. There was a time when religions weren't even a thing. They don't talk about being a Christian in the Bible. They don't say the word Christian in the Bible because Christianity wasn't a thing. The whole Bible is about Israel. And people seem to think that the word Gentile is about Christians. Christians aren't Gentiles. They say that to get you to believe that being a Christian will save your soul, when that's not the case at all, because if that was the case, then the word Christian would be in the Bible. So you have to get out of the mindset that, oh, I don't want to be a Christian because, you know what I'm saying, Christians have this certain way of thinking about sinners, and Christians are so dogmatic that, yeah, there are certain Christians that are dogmatic in their ways because that's what they've been taught. That's what their ancestors were taught. That's what their grandmothers and grandfathers and great-grandmother and grandfather were taught. But the case is that they don't have all the answers. So you have to go searching for the answers yourself. And the only way to do that is if you first ask the question, who am I and where do I belong? Second, come to the realization that you do have a purpose. Everybody has a purpose in this life, whether it be to teach someone else or to lead someone else down a righteous path so that they may teach other people and become greater in their ministries or whatever it is that they are called to do. But you have to have a yearning in your soul to want to believe in something greater than yourself. And that opens up to so many positive actions and attributes and ways of thinking. And the positive just far outweighs the negative, as far as I'm concerned, as far as I know, as far as what I've been through. I know this for facts because I didn't believe in anything. I never wanted to do anything in life. I never had any goals per se, any ambitions, until I came into spirituality, until I became spiritually aware, until I came into spiritual knowledge. So once you have it down packed, that you're so in tune with your soul and your spirit. The Holy Spirit is guiding you to where you need to be until you get to the point that you realize there is a Most High, there is a Creator, there are creators. You call them angels, with the Most High that sits over them. And there are people that are bloodlines of those creators, reincarnations. They are reincarnated beings of those creators, and they are here for a purpose. You might call them the fallen, some may call them the fallen angels, which in a way they did fall. And I don't want to say in a way because it makes it seem like I don't believe that they fell, because they did fall, and it was because of their own misdoings and misgivings. So we were sent here to learn lessons. And if you're not learning anything, because life is an ever learning experience, if you're not learning anything, then you don't have a purpose. You'll have to reincarnate until you start learning something. You'll reincarnate until you learn your purpose. So you have to get out of the mindset that I don't belong. You belong. You just have to find out why you belong. That's the only thing about it. If you're not a praying person, because I'm not a praying person, but one day I was in a situation where I had to pray. I had nothing else going, and I prayed, and from then on started my spiritual journey. So get in the habit of doing things you're not used to doing. Get in the habit of doing things you're not comfortable doing. Get out of your comfort zone, because if you're so stuck in your little corner of the world, which ain't that big, because there's more to the world than what you know, then you'll never get anywhere. You'll never feel like you belong anywhere. You'll never feel like you'll get out of that rut. You'll never feel like you'll make it through the storm. You'll never see the light at the end of the tunnel, because you're so set in your ways. And that's just what they call the devil, which is the spiritual wickedness of this world. The physical world and the spiritual world are entwined. One is seen and the other is unseen. One is a high vibration and the other is a lower vibration. But once you break through that veil, the possibilities are endless. You'll start feeling better about yourself. You'll start wanting to go out and do things, do more for your community, do more for your family, do more for people you'll never even think that you would do things for, because they've wronged you. You'll start praying for them, whatever the case may be, because you're at a better place with yourself, in yourself. You are at one with yourself, and nothing can break that bond but the Most High. And the Most High wouldn't do that to you, because being one with yourself brings you closer to the Most High. Being one with your spirit, the Holy Spirit, brings you closer to the Most High. So I'm going to end on this note that if you're an introvert, if you're antisocial, if you feel like you don't belong, if you feel like you have no place to go but down, you can't go up, find something to lift you up. Find something positive to think about. Find something that makes you happy. Find something that brings about positive change within you and within your life and those around you, because that's what's going to get you to a higher place. That's what's going to get you to the Most High. That's what's going to get you to high avenues of learning. So with that being said, this is my first video again. These are just a few of my thoughts that I wanted to get out. I will make more videos, spiritual videos, more spiritual videos, and teachings on what I've learned through my journey, and hopefully it'll click with some people. It'll resonate with some people out there, and it might get them started on their journey. And if it does, all praises to the Most High. Give glory to the Most High always, and believe and have faith. If you don't have anything else, have faith in something. Have faith in yourself. Have faith in the Most High. Have faith that you're going to get through those dark times. You're going to get from the bottom to the top. You might be at your lowest right now, or what feels like your lowest, but you can always get lower. You can always be in a place where you thought you were at your lowest point, but something worse comes along because of your mentality and your way of thinking. So I'm going to end the video right here, and that's it.